Hey guys, Surgeon here, and welcome to a new video. In this video, we're going to be talking about 3 diaries that I think have the most overall benefit to an account. Now, I am going to say that there are some other diaries I don't mention on this list that are very good at doing particular things, such as PVM, PvP, skilling, whatever. But the idea behind this video was to give you guys 3 diaries that have a very strong overall benefit to your account. So, if you guys do enjoy this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you want to see more of my content, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to leave me any feedback, go ahead and use the comment section for that. With that all being said, I hope you guys enjoy this video. And if you guys want to see me do another video like this where I talk about the 3 worst diaries in my opinion, then I'm more than happy to do that. Or if you want to see me delve into more of the finite kinds of diaries, like the ones for PVM, skilling, money making, whatever, I'm more than happy to do that as well. But again, hopefully you guys enjoy this one, and let's jump into it. Before we get into the list of the 3 diaries I think are most important for your account, let's start off with an honorable mention. It's a diary that I think is very useful, but I don't think it made the list. The Kandrin diaries. So these are like an honorable mention. They're really good. They give a lot of overall benefits for your account, such as the 5 to 10% increased yield from the cathode buy patches. You get 5% increased yield at the mediums, 10% at the hard, and then 15% at the elites. So that is overall good, since we know how good farm or herb runs are for our account. You get 10% more marks of grace at the Sears agility course at the medium level. You get 5% more at the easy level, and you also get the option to teleport to Sears outside of Sears Bank instead of teleporting to Camelot. And this, coupled with the 10% more marks of grace at the Sears agility course, therefore makes it one of the best ways, if not the best way, to get from 60 agility to about 80 or 90, depending on if you have the Karamja Diary Elites already done. If you do, then it's only until about 80, and then you can go to the Brimhaven Agility Arena with the Elite Karamja Diaries done. If you haven't, then it's going to be your best until 90, and then you can go to the Ardoin Agility course if you have the Elite already tasks done as well. You also get the unlimited Sherlock teleports, which is really nice on the account once you've done the elites. So that is a benefit as well. Again, that's only until you've done the elites. You do get the option to teleport to Sherlock once with the hard diaries done, but the unlimited teleports is very good for clue scrolls. And then you also get the 10% higher chance of proccing any kind of enchanted bolt. So this is nice, especially at lower levels, like when you start doing Jab for the first time. If you're not doing it with a blowpipe, which I wouldn't really recommend, but if you want to challenge yourself, having the hard diaries done, having the hard Kandrin diaries done is very nice for that, because it does increase the chance of those proccing by 10%. Also, so whenever you go to Corp, if you're going to range it instead of melee it, then the Ruby Balls, you have a 10% higher chance of that happening as well. To be noted, this doesn't work in PvP, but for these reasons, like there's 5 reasons up there. There's also a couple other ones, such as the ability to trade in flax for bowstrings. This makes it kind of an honorable mention. They're not vital things for your account that will like incredibly boost the efficiency of your account, but they are some kind of handy perks to have alongside your account. All right, number 3 on this list would be the Mauritania diaries. Couple reasons for that. You get 2.5 to 10% bonus experience in Slayer when killing creatures on task in the Slayer Tower. Slayer is already an incredibly slow skill, so when you get a diary that's going to give you up to 10% extra experience when slaying, that's pretty beneficial. Now granted, they aren't like your barraging tasks or your cannoning tasks, which is like ideally for like EHP purposes, like how you're actually going to train Slayer faster. But if you're training Slayer casually and just doing it because you enjoy killing shit, 2.5 to 10% bonus experience is pretty well deserved and pretty handy. On top of that, you also get anywhere from 13 to 39 free bone meal and buckets of slime each a day when you trade in bones with Robin. You get 13 at the mediums, 26 at the hards, and 39 at the elites. You can obviously use any kind of bone you want, and you'll get the bone meal for that. So if you use Dagannoth bones, you'll obviously get that amount of bone meal in Dagannoth bone meal, basically. Or if you want to use just regular bones, you'll get regular bone meal as well. So that's really great free prayer experience you can get every day. And on top of that, it's going to give you Ecto tokens, which you can use to charge the Bone Crusher, which you get at the hard and the elite diaries from Mauritania. The hard version of the Bone Crusher will only give you 50% of the prayer experience, while the elites will give you 100%. And this is basically if you have it in your inventory and it has charges in it, then we'll go ahead and bury any bones that drop onto the ground without you having to actually pick them up. So that's pretty handy. From the hard diaries, you'll get 50% more runes at Barrows, which actually makes Barrows profitable at the higher levels as well, like let alone at the lower levels, but at the higher levels that makes it almost worth doing because of how fast you can actually do Barrows runs. So that's another thing that's beneficial for your account. Also, if you want to just grind out Barrows, it's another important thing to have. And finally, one of my favorite things about the Mauritania Diaries is that it gives you a 7th herb patch. A 7th herb patch. Herb patches are already like super freaking nice as it is because it gives you a ton of money. But you get a 7th one after you complete the elites. And any like diary that's going to give me more farming patches to make more money with, I'm more than happy with. So overall, like there's a couple other key things about this, but really just the added bonus of getting more experience when doing Slayer is a real big selling point for this. On top of that, the Mauritania legs, once you get to the 3rd version, will actually teleport you to the to Berg Durat, which is actually very handy, very close to a bank. If you don't have like an efficient house where you have like an ornate pool or anything in your house, then you can teleport to Berg Durat if you're doing Barrows or just clue scrolls in general. Teleporting to Berg Durat is actually kind of handy because it teleports you relatively close to a bank, and the Berg Durat teleport's actually pretty nice because there's not a lot of teleports around there besides like a Barrows teleport, but that requires a high magic level unless you're going to fork over about 2.5k for a Barrows teleport tab. All in all, the Mauritania Diaries were actually the first ones I completed. When I say completed, I mean I did the elites for. If I could go back, they wouldn't be the first ones I would do, but they would definitely still be up there with one of the first 3 I would do, strictly because of the extra Slayer experience, the Bone Meal, and the Bone Crusher. Number 2 on this list, the Lumberjane Drainer Diaries. Now, why would I say that this is like one of the best, if not the 2nd best diary all around for your account? This gives you a lot of benefits in a lot of different areas of your account. So let's start off with the ring itself actually gives you run energy replenish. Now this is kind of underrated, but to be honest, when you're going around questing and you've got an explorer's ring or you're on a farm run or a tree run or something, you're doing back-to-back runs, you're running around a lot, whatever, the run energy replenish is actually super handy. I underestimate mine all the time. I use it actually quite a lot, but the run energy replenish is actually very handy. It starts off with you get 150% recharge at the easy diaries. You get 50% energy restores at the mediums. You get 50% at the hards. And once you've done the elites, you get 100% recharges. So that's pretty nice. You also get, once you've done the elites, you unlock a 6th Slayer task block, which is the only way you're actually going to be able to block 6 things at a time. Everything else is unlocked through quest points, but the only one that's actually unlocked through an achievement diary is the 6th one through the Lumberjane Diaries, which is very handy for Slayer for those of you who are very particular about what you actually want to kill. You also get the ability to have the Cabbage Patch teleport, which gives you the quickest teleport to the Falador farming patch when you're training or when you're training farming, doing allotments, whatever. It's a very handy patch to have and a very handy teleport to have. Once you're in the hard Lumberjane Diaries, you actually get 10% more experience from Tears of Guthix that you do once a week, which is pretty nice. Like, it's going to give you, it already gives you a ton of experience in a skill you hate because it's your lowest skill, but you're also going to get 10% more experience now. Also, once you've done the elite diaries, you can use fairy rings without a lunar or a Drayman staff. Very underrated, but this is so powerful and so handy to not have to have a Drayman staff or a lunar staff on you. You can have whatever you want. It's more just an ease of life thing, but it also saves you an inventory spot. Like if you're camping Zora, you don't have to have an inventory slot for your Drayman or lunar staff. You're doing clues, you don't have to bring one along. You can just bring your normal gear and not have to do that switch. Finally, this is kind of an underrated one, but I figured I'd throw it in there. You get free low alks and high alks depending on how many of the diaries you've done. If you've done the easies, then you will get low level alchemy 30 times a day without any runes, and that won't get upgraded until you've done the elites, where you still get 30 casts of alchemy, but instead it's high level alchemy. So it's kind of nice to not have to use any runes and still be able to high alch things, like especially if you're on Slayer tasks or whatever. It's very nice if you're on a different spell book. Also, something else I want to point out, this is one of the few rings that actually gives you prayer bonus. So for those of you who are doing fight caves and you don't really have an archer's ring, you may as well resort to this ring because it will give you 1 prayer bonus. Now, obviously the Ring of the Gods is going to give you a lot more prayer bonus, but for just doing like a diary, if you're doing like an easy diary, you get a ring that gives you +1 prayer bonus. So that's something to, not shrug off. And the most beneficial diary, in my opinion, to your account overall would be the Ardoin, the RD, however you say it, diary. And the reason for that is because at every stage of this diary, you get something that's rather beneficial. At the easies, you get the Artie Cloak 1, which gives you infinite teleports to the monastery. At low levels, it's an unlimited way to get to the western side of the map without having to walk across White Wolf Mountain, without needing to have a Camelot teleport, without needing to use a minigame teleport. It's an infinite way to be able to get to the western side of the map. On top of that, it teleports you right next to an altar, and at low levels, like, that's very handy as well. Also, from the level 1s, you also get to the ability to trade in cats to Western Artie for 200 death runes, which at low levels, it's a very handy moneymaker. That's like 56k for like 8 hours of not having to do anything, or like 3 hours of not having to do anything besides feed a cat. It's not that difficult. But the main points, so the main sticking points are the reduced chance of failing while pickpocketing. Again, at every stage up until the elites, you get some kind of reduction in the chances of you being seen while pickpocketing. Now, at level 1, it's only a reduction in stealing from stalls in the Artie marketplace. However, once you complete the mediums, it turns into a 10% increased chance to not be seen when pickpocketing in all of Artie. So not just the stalls, but pickpocketing, stealing from stalls, anything. 10% increased chance of pickpocketing. And then finally, for the hards, it's 10% increased chance of pickpocketing or reduced chance of being seen everywhere. Not just Artie, not just stalls. Reduced chance of pickpocketing everywhere. And you don't even have to have the cloak one. It's amazing. It's fantastic. Also, at the medium diaries, you unlock the ability to teleport once to the Artie farm patch. It's the quickest way to get to the Artie farm patch, but you only get it once, and it does not become infinite until you get to the elites. But still, it is a very handy teleport to have. And if you're only able to do one run a day, let's say you work 14 hours, you can only do one farm run a day. Well, there you go. There's your one teleport. At the hards, you get the ability to toggle your watchtower teleport to teleport to Yanil. So it's actually useful because you never really need to teleport to the watchtower unless you're doing a master clue. But other than that, you're pretty much wanting to teleport to Yanil anyway. So you get the ability to toggle that. Also, once you've completed the elites, you get 25% more marks of grace from the Ardoin rooftop agility course. This is the second fastest way to train agility besides doing the Brimhaven agility arena once you have the Karamja elites done. It's much less click intensive, and you actually make money doing this, especially with the 25% more marks of grace. You can get a lot of marks of grace from this. And also on a side note, the Artie Cloak 4, it's the best in slot cloak for not for stab attack bonus, but also for prayer bonus as well. So like those of you who do corp, this is the best cape for you. And I'm not joking about that. It gives you, I think, +6 stab bonus, and it gives you +6 prayer bonus in a cape. No, it doesn't give you any strength bonus, but from corp, you really just want the attack bonus to make sure to guaranteeing that you're hitting more often if you're not reducing his stats using like a Dragon Warhammer and Arclight and doing solo techniques and whatever. If you're doing it in a team, the Artie Cloak 4 is fantastic to have. Plus, if you're doing wilderness bosses, it's a cloak that's very easy to get back because you can just get as many as you want. So if you lose it when you die in the wilderness, like let's say a PK kills you while you're killing Callisto or something, sweet, you can get it back. So Artie Cloak, Ardoin, Diaries, probably one of the best diaries to aim for the overall benefit of your account because it benefits your account in multiple areas, anywhere from just making money by raising up cats to get 200 free death runes to making one of the best thieving methods in the game from pickpocketing Artie Knights and reducing your chance of failing there. Also, just the handiness of the teleport and the best in slot cloak. So there's a lot of added benefits to the Ardoin Diaries, and if there was a diary I was going to aim for first, I think this would be it, just from the sheer benefits that it has across your account in multiple facets. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. Now, I want to go ahead and say this again, and this video was not entirely opinion-based, but there were a lot of factors that I took into it, and there's a lot of different diaries I could have put in for third, second, or first spot. A lot of the diaries are very useful. These are just the three that, when looking at them and seeing that the overall benefits they give to your account and how often that you use these, I saw that these three diaries were probably some of the most used, or at least had the potential to be the most used diaries. Now, again, like I said in the beginning, there are other diaries that are better at other things. It was just this video was based around overall benefits for your account. So just the overall chances of you using these benefits was the reason that these 3 or 4, if you count the honorable mention, made the list. Now, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, go ahead and give it a like. If you want to see more of my content, go ahead and subscribe. If you want to give me any feedback, that's what the comments section is for. If you guys want to see me do another video like this where I rank the 3 worst diaries in my opinion, I'd be more than happy to do that. If you want to see my 3 best for PVM, happy to do that. Again, if you guys want to see all that stuff, comment section is what that's for. My link to my Discord, my CC, Twitter, and Twitch will all be in the description, as well as a link to the end screen song, which so many of you say that you love, and you say it's the favorite part of the video because that's when I stop talking. But regardless, hope you guys did enjoy, and I hope you guys have a great night, morning, evening, whatever time of day it is. I'll catch you later.